Alright, so for those of you that have seen my previous video that I made, you probably saw my custom off-road lawnmower that I had built. And it's currently in the phase of getting some upgrades. Um, but it's, you know, definitely in the phase of it. So, here it is, all torn apart. And parts strewn everywhere for it. Got the original seat pan over there, the top frame that I used to have on it for the lift, the old engine's under there, and the hood, and all the stuff. So, new top frame, new everything. Gotta put a new shifter in it for this tunnel and pan that's going on it. I do have my old dash from the DLT 2000 kind of mocked up on here, but it's not hard mounted at all. So what am I doing? I am making it four-wheel drive using a 920 all-wheel steer axle that came out of a LT 4000 Craftsman mower that was built by Noma. And for those of you that don't know, Noma was big into the four-wheel steer stuff. These are the steering knuckles that mount onto these stubby but spline shafts there. And what I've done is I've taken the frame from the LT 4000. I have cut the end of it off right here where it would have started going into the transmission mounts, because these are very specific to this transmission. And I have moved it to the front, so now I have all of the bolts I need for the mounts, and I have to weld them to these brackets here that go to the upper frame brace, simply because I want it to be sturdy and I need more mounts. And then 1, 2, because that's all that's holding it on at the moment. I have to weld that and it'll get like 6 mounting bolts or something to it. I've got to fabricate a clutch for this, because currently this is the pedal that would be in the clutch spot. Well, actually I had a clutch on that side. I want it on this side, be like how it was before. But I got to figure out how to get that pedal to go down to the pulley that's underneath that's going to be my clutch. I'm going to take this pedal off, and I'm going to take my original gas pedal that you can see there. I'm going to put it back on here using my old original brackets and mounts and stuff. Still have the 820 back here. It's doing great, working as it should. Yeah, it's going to be something. And instead of the original single cylinder that I had on it before with the, slide carb and everything, I am going to put a Vanguard 20 on it. It is currently resting on my other mower. I will show it to you real quick. This is another build I'm doing. This is going to be my Overlander build. This is my Craftsman DGT 6000 that has gotten a front frame stretch using a GT18 frame section. It has a Cub Cadet cast iron axle in it with the 1-inch spindles, and steering is kind of just rigged up right now. This joint is kind of starting to wear out and stuff, but it uses the original Sears steering. And this rod here running back to this is only temporary until I can find one that I can fit Heim joints on. I currently have a Cub Cadet steering box in it, which is kind of hard to see. But it's got to come back out, and I got to fabricate a new mount. The one in there now bends too easily. But here's the Vanguard that is going into the other mower. The reason it's coming out of this one is because my plan is to build an opposed twin flathead for this one, out of a couple 46 cubic inch motors, and make a stroker, as long as I can find the blocks and stuff and properly build it. This one's 20 horsepower, which means it came factory with the 2-barrel carburetor for this series of engine. And this one has a Peerless 633A transmission in it, which is 3-speed with reverse and high-low range. Hopefully by the end of this project I will have a Peerless 700 sitting about right in there, have the engine scooted up forward into there some, and have 2 transmissions for all the gears. I'll have about like 30 forward gears if I find a 5-speed. That's the plan with that one. For those wondering, this is what an opposed twin looks like. Now, this is not the one I will be using. This is one that came out of the LT4000 when I bought it. It is a 15 horsepower, which means it is a 40 cubic inch motor. It does run. The carb is toast on it. It was left open, and you know, I have to feed it gas manually in order for it to run, but it runs well. It's amazing. Other projects I have this Sears SS15 that's currently getting built into a rock crawler. It has a Vanguard 14 out of a Cub on it. It's currently got, you know, bar tires in the rear. It's a 633 as well. And this is going to be my road tractor, you know, slammed drag racing unit. It's a slammed Murray 1238 with a 11 something hood on it that I literally found this hood on the side of the road. Like someone threw it out and I found it and picked it up. It has got an MST 206 6-speed in it. Kind of rigged up right now. With a big block single cylinder engine in it. You know, this is a 31 cubic inch non-AVS, which means it is less likely to blow up. And that's a good engine. Currently has just a standard box axle on the front. You know, I notched the frame for it to sit up in there some. It has no frame flex, or, you know, no front axle flex at all. So it's definitely going to be for the road. I'm not taking this thing off-road or else I will die of back problems. These are the wheels that would go on the all-wheel steer for this thing. I have to use these because these are special 3 lugs that fit those axles how they're supposed to, but the tires both have holes in them, so I'm going to have to order some new tires, which I would have to anyway. This is the old axle that came off that one. I had recently put some blaster wheels and hubs on it, but never could get them to work right, so this 4-wheel drive will only help my problem. I'm still going to have to figure out how I'm going to run shifter steering, brakes, drive power to it, because I got to figure out a belt system to run, you know, off the engine and power both of these transaxles. But yeah, that's my project lined up. Hopefully, sometime in the near future, I should have it going and driving again. It's a really fun machine, and having it 4-wheel drive will make it even more capable of all this stuff. You know, doing 4-wheel drive on this, it will eliminate any flex in the front end I had before. But a good thing about these LT1000 frames right here, I guess, is that they were not made the best, so they have their own flex in it, so shouldn't have to worry too much. And if I air down tires, you know, if I'm going to get like, you know, 6-ply tires for it or something, I can air them down and, you know, they'll move some, act as some sort of suspension. But it won't be too bad. I mean, if I have 4-wheel drive on it and both of them are engaged, at least 3 wheels will be on the ground at all times, and where I don't have my 820 locked or this one locked yet, it'll get power to the ground somehow, and, you know, flex won't be much of a necessity on it. So, let's see how it turns out in the end. This shifter, as janky as it is, it's the original one out of the LT4000, but it does work. So, there's reverse, and we have all 6 forward gears in it still. So, it's working out pretty good. I'll catch up on the next update, hopefully, and see where it's going from there.